Several years ago, before the world knew Roberta Flack as a soulful music icon, she was just a young woman with a burning passion for music and an even stronger yearning for something more, something wild and transformative. In the midst of an ordinary evening in a bustling urban neighborhood, Roberta found herself wandering the dimly lit streets, seeking a moment of escape from the humdrum of everyday life. That night, as autumn's chill mingled with the fading warmth of twilight, fate intervened in the form of a chance encounter that would ignite a fire within her heart. Chapter 2, An unlikely meeting. While walking along a narrow alley lined with flickering neon signs and echoing footsteps, Roberta noticed a figure leaning against a graffiti-covered wall. It was a young man whose eyes burned with an intensity that matched her own restless spirit. His name was Leon, and his presence was magnetic, a blend of raw vulnerability and dangerous charm. Their eyes met briefly, and in that fleeting moment, an unspoken promise of adventure passed between them. The city around them seemed to pause, as if acknowledging that something extraordinary was about to unfold. Chapter 3, The Allure of the Forbidden. In the days that followed, Roberta found herself drawn to Leon like a moth to a flame. They met in secret corners of the city, beneath a dilapidated overpass, in hidden speakeasies where jazz and blues filled the air, and in the quiet solitude of abandoned warehouses repurposed as underground clubs. Every encounter was a heady mix of whispered secrets, shared dreams, and electric moments of passion. Leon's world was dangerous and unpredictable, filled with the thrill of defiance and the lure of the forbidden, and Roberta, ever the risk-taker, couldn't resist the pull. Chapter 4, A Night of Reckless Passion. One fateful evening, under a sky ablaze with the neon glow of a city that never slept, Leon took Roberta on a wild midnight ride through rain-slicked streets. They raced along empty avenues on his battered motorcycle, the engine's roar competing with the pounding of their hearts. As the city blurred into a mosaic of lights and shadows, Roberta felt a sense of liberation, a break from the constraints of a world that expected conformity. The adrenaline of speed, the thrill of the chase, and the whispered promises exchanged in the wind set their souls aflame, marking the beginning of a tumultuous romance. Chapter 5, Secrets. In the dark. As their romance deepened, Leon revealed that his life was not as glamorous as it appeared. Behind his captivating smile lay scars of a troubled past, losses, betrayals, and battles fought in the underbelly of a city ruled by ruthless ambition. In a secluded rooftop rendezvous under a starless sky, he shared his darkest secrets with Roberta. His voice, rough and full of pain, spoke of a family torn apart by violence and a life spent dodging shadows that sought to consume him. Rather than push him away, Roberta's heart swelled with empathy. She vowed to stand by him, believing that together they could outshine the darkness that haunted his every step. Chapter 6, The Music of Their Souls. Music became the language of their connection. In the intimate corners of Leon's rundown apartment, Roberta would sing softly while Leon played the guitar. Their impromptu sessions, filled with soulful melodies and raw emotion, created an alchemy that transcended words. Every note resonated with the unspoken promise of redemption, of escaping the relentless grip of their troubled pasts. In those moments, the outside world faded away, and all that mattered was the fragile beauty of their shared song. Chapter 7, The storm approaches. But as the fire of their love grew, so did the dangers surrounding them. Leon's reckless past began to catch up with him. Rival factions from the underworld, threatened by his defiant spirit and his connections, started to circle like vultures. Rumors of Leon's illicit exploits and his daring escapades spread like wildfire, and soon, a menacing presence loomed over their secret meetings. Roberta, despite her fierce love, began to sense that their passion was playing with fire and that the flames could consume them both if left unchecked. Chapter 8, A Midnight Confrontation. One stormy night, as rain pounded on the city's cracked pavement, Leon and Roberta found themselves ambushed by a group of shadowy figures. In the midst of a deserted parking lot illuminated only by sporadic flashes of lightning, a tense standoff ensued. The assailants, their faces hidden beneath dark hoods, demanded that Leon return what he had taken in a past he wished to forget. The air was thick with danger as Leon's eyes blazed with defiance, and Roberta stood by his side, her heart pounding in terror and determination. In a burst of raw adrenaline, Leon fought back, his movements a blur of calculated ferocity. Amidst the chaos, Roberta's voice cut through the tumult, a plea for mercy, a declaration of love, and a promise to stand with him no matter the cost. The confrontation was brutal, every second stretched into an eternity, but in the end, their united courage forced the attackers to retreat into the dark recesses of the city. Chapter 9, Aftermath and Reckoning. The violent encounter left Leon with bruises and a wounded pride, but it also ignited within him a burning desire to leave his dangerous past behind. In the quiet hours after the storm, as the rain subsided and the city exhaled a sigh of relief, Leon and Roberta lay together on a threadbare blanket in a hidden corner of his apartment. Their whispered promises and tearful confessions were raw, painful, and achingly beautiful. They both understood that if they were to survive, they needed to forge a future free from the chains of their past lives. Chapter 10, A New Dawn of Hope. With the first light of dawn breaking through the grim darkness of the night, Leon made a decision that would change everything. He vowed to turn his back on the perilous world that had once defined him and to build a life of integrity and love alongside Roberta. In the days that followed, Leon severed ties with those who had once exploited his talents for illicit gain, and together, he and Roberta began the arduous journey of starting anew. Roberta poured her heart and soul into writing songs that captured the agony and ecstasy of their experiences, a collection of melodies that would later become anthems of hope for those trapped in similar struggles. Chapter 11, The Road to Redemption. Their transition was not without its challenges. The path to redemption was fraught with obstacles. Old enemies resurfaced, and mistrust from the community lingered like a stubborn shadow. But every setback only fueled their determination. Roberta and Leon found solace in each other and in the small victories that marked their progress: a modest apartment secured through the help of a compassionate landlord, a part-time job for Leon that allowed him to escape the clutches of his former life, and the local music scene slowly beginning to take notice of Roberta's soulful voice and heartfelt lyrics. Chapter 12, Trials of Trust. As they settled into their new reality, the scars of the past sometimes threatened to unravel the fragile tapestry of their love. Rumors of Leon's former life and suspicions about his intentions occasionally surfaced, testing Roberta's faith. In one poignant moment, during a tense dinner at a small diner, a skeptical acquaintance confronted Leon about his history. The ensuing argument was fierce, voices raised in anger and hurt. Yet, in the midst of the turmoil, Roberta intervened with a calm clarity that diffused the confrontation. "We all have shadows in our past," she said softly, "but it is our choices today that define who we are." Her words resonated not only with those around them but also with Leon, who realized that his journey toward redemption was inseparable from the trust and love they had built together. Chapter 13, The Echoes of Fame. As Roberta's star began to rise in the music industry, her soulful ballads and poignant lyrics captured the hearts of a growing audience. Her songs, steeped in the raw emotions of her early love and the turbulent journey that followed, quickly became anthems for those who had ever felt lost or betrayed. Yet, amidst the adulation, Roberta remained deeply committed to the principles that had guided her through those dark days. She used her platform to advocate for change, to speak out against injustice, and to remind her fans that every act of compassion could spark a revolution of hope. Chapter 14, The Final Reckoning. One fateful night, at a sold-out concert in a packed arena, Roberta took to the stage with a song that laid bare her soul, a ballad that chronicled the highs and lows of her early romance with Leon. As she sang, the lyrics painted a vivid picture of youthful passion, reckless risk, and the transformative power of love. The audience was spellbound, and for a moment, the weight of her past and the promise of a better future merged into one transcendent melody. Backstage, Leon, now reformed and steady, watched with pride as Roberta poured every ounce of her heart into the performance. It was a cathartic moment, a final reckoning with the ghosts of their past and a celebration of the hope they had found in each other. Chapter 15, Legacy of the Heart. In the years that followed, the story of Roberta and Leon became something of a modern legend, a tale of love, redemption, and the courage to leave darkness behind. Their journey, marked by daring escapes, emotional confrontations, and tender reconciliations, inspired countless others to believe in the transformative power of compassion. Roberta's music, infused with the echoes of that tumultuous period, resonated with listeners around the world, serving as a reminder that even the most tempestuous beginnings could lead to a future filled with hope and light. Chapter 16, A New Chapter. As time passed, both Roberta and Leon continued to grow individually while cherishing the bond that had carried them through their shared trials. Roberta's career soared as she released album after album, each one a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Leon, too, found a sense of peace and purpose in his new life, dedicating himself to mentoring troubled youth and sharing his story as a cautionary tale of a life once lived on the edge. Together, they embarked on new projects, charity concerts, community outreach programs, and collaborative songwriting sessions that further solidified their legacy of love and hope. Chapter 17, Reflections in the quiet hours. On quiet nights, when the roar of the crowd had faded into memory, Roberta would often find herself wandering the same darkened streets where it all began. In the solitude of those reflective moments, she recalled the whirlwind of emotions, the danger, and the beauty of those early days. The memories of whispered secrets, moonlit rides, and the fierce determination to overcome adversity remained etched in her heart, serving as a constant reminder that every painful struggle held the potential for rebirth and renewal. Chapter 18, The Ripple Effect of Compassion. Their story, once confined to whispered conversations and hidden meetings, eventually spread far and wide. It became a symbol of how a single act of courage and vulnerability could ignite a movement, a ripple effect that transformed not only their lives but also the lives of many who had been lost in the shadows. Community centers flourished, support groups formed, and countless individuals found the strength to rebuild their shattered lives, all inspired by the example set by Roberta and Leon. The legacy of their love and the hardships they overcame became a beacon for others, urging them to dare to dream and to embrace the transformative power of compassion. Chapter 19, A Timeless Anthem. Years later, when Roberta's songs topped charts and her voice became synonymous with soulful resilience, she looked back on those formative years with a mixture of gratitude and wistfulness. Every note, every lyric, carried the echoes of a time when love was a daring adventure and redemption was born from the fire of adversity. Her music, imbued with the passion and turmoil of her early romance with Leon, served as a timeless anthem, a reminder that the human heart, even when scarred, holds infinite capacity for hope and renewal. Chapter 20, Epilogue, The Enduring Flame and the Final Analysis. The journey of Roberta and Leon stands as a testament to the transformative power of love and the unyielding strength of the human spirit. Their story, filled with daring escapades, dramatic confrontations, and moments of tender reconciliation, continues to inspire those who dare to hope for a better tomorrow. As Roberta walks through life, her legacy is not defined solely by her musical achievements but by the enduring flame of compassion that was kindled in the midst of chaos. It is a reminder that every act of kindness, every risky leap into the unknown, has the power to change lives, and that the greatest love stories are those forged in the crucible of struggle and illuminated by the promise of redemption.